You might be doing the right thing in the wrong season. Fighting when it's time for peace. Holding on when it's time to let go. Building when it's time to tear down. Speaking when it is time to be silent. Planting when it's time to harvest. Mourning when it's time to dance. And the reason you are exhausted, the reason nothing seems to be working, the reason you feel like you're running on a treadmill going nowhere is not that you're doing something wrong, it's that you're out of season. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven." There is a when attached to every what. I'm going to say that again. There's a when attached to every what. And if you get the what right, but the when wrong, you will burn yourself out doing the right thing at the wrong moment. Now let's continue with Ecclesiastes 3 verses 2 to 8. It says, "A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace." Every single one of those is paired with its opposite, and every single pair is valid. There is nothing wrong with weeping if it is the season for weeping. There's nothing wrong with war if it's the season for war. The problem is not the action. The problem is the timing. A farmer does not plant in winter. He does not harvest in spring. He does not water after the crop is already in the barn. Every action has a season, and the farmer who ignores the season loses the crop. But most of us are really bad at discerning seasons, right? You are in a season where God is telling you to be still, to rest, to trust, to stop striving, and you are out there swinging at everything. You're forcing doors open. You're manufacturing opportunities. You're exhausting yourself, trying to make something happen that God has not released yet. Not every battle is yours to fight today. Some battles belong to a future season. Some battles God will fight for you. And when you fight in a peace season, you waste energy that you will need later when the war season actually shows up. You are in a season where God is saying, go, move, build, speak, plant, and you're sitting on the couch praying about it. You're waiting for a sign. You are waiting for confirmation. You're waiting for someone else to go first. And the season is passing you by while you wait. It's go time, and you're sitting at the stoplight. You're missing your moment, not discerning the season. Some of you are in a speaking season, and you've been silent for too long. You need to say the thing. Have the conversation, draw the boundary, make the declaration. Silence was appropriate in your last season, but the season has changed. Some of you are holding on to a relationship, a job, a habit, a version of yourself that belonged to a previous season. And the reason it feels like it's suffocating you now is because it is. That season is over, and you are trying to carry winter into summer. Some of you have been mourning for so long that you forgot that mourning was supposed to have an end. Yes, mourning has an end. The grief was real. The loss was real. I know about grief. I know about loss. I could tell you some stories. But the season of weeping was never meant to become your or my permanent address. God is not asking you to pretend it didn't happen. He is not saying it won't hurt. He's asking you to recognize that a new season is here. And this one has dancing in it. So what season are you in? Be honest. Not what season you want to be in. Not what season you think you should be in. Not what season makes you comfortable. What season has God actually placed in you right now? Each one requires something different from you. And if you do not know which one you are in, you will bring the wrong tools. You do not bring a hammer to a planting season. You do not bring a watering can to a tearing down season. You don't bring war boots to a peace season. And you don't bring a pillow to a battle. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He hath made everything beautiful in his time." That means the season you are in right now, even if it's painful, even if it's confusing, even if you do not understand it, has beauty in it. God is making something beautiful. You do not get to see the finished picture while you're still inside the process. The planting season does not look beautiful. It looks like dirt. The tearing down season does not look beautiful. It looks like destruction. The mourning season does not look beautiful because it looks like loss. But God says he makes everything beautiful in his time. So the beauty is coming, but it arrives on God's schedule, not yours. So 3 things I want you to do this week in light of this message. I want you to identify your season and then name it out loud. Say it. I'm in a planting season. I'm in a waiting season. I'm in a tearing down season. I'm in a building season. Name your season, because once you name it, you can align with it, then match your behavior to it. Are you doing peace season things in a war season? Are you doing war season things in a peace season? Are you holding on when the season says, let it go? Are you letting go when the season's saying, hold on? Write down what the season requires and compare it to what you've been doing. The gap between the two is where your frustration is. Then I want you to stop comparing your season to someone else's. Someone else is in a harvest season while you're in a planting season. That does not mean God forgot about you. It means your season is different. Their harvest is not your timeline. Their dancing is not your rebuke. Their building does not mean your tearing down is wrong. Stay in your lane. Work your season. Your harvest is coming. Discern your season, align with it, and trust that the God who ordained it is making everything beautiful in its time. Thank you for joining me today on Try Again with Monique. Remember, no matter what you're facing, there's always an opportunity to grow and try again. If this episode inspired you, share it with someone, subscribe to the podcast, and follow along on social media to stay connected. For more episodes and resources, please visit my website at tryagainwithmonique.com. Until next time, stay faithful, stay strong, my friends. And remember, with man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible.